Hey beautiful people, why are you on here? Today I am so excited. It's BT5 format finally kicked in. BT4 out of picture. What are we looking at today? We'll probably be seeing a lot of Omnimon, that's my locals for you, and BT5. We're going to be scared of Mega Zoo, that's going to be a thing probably. And there's probably going to be a lot of old format decks too, with Greymons and Nidhogg mons coming up. So we've got to be a lookout for those ones. Let me show you what we're working with. Today we're rocking classic BT4 green Nidhogg control. There he is. He's backed up by other Megas, which includes Hercules and Stingmon. And they can go into both of these Chaos Mons for more board control. This is facilitated by really cheap evolutions like Horsemon and one cost Roachmon. This way you can get into your Nidhogg Mon for usually only one cost by going free, one, free, Digiburst. Digiburst with the Algomon underneath. These interactions are the really cool thing I like about green, because people always fear the Nidhogg wiping their entire board, and that forces them to play a certain way, leading them into the trap that is Bacho Stingmon. Bacho Stingmon absolutely warps the entire game. It can win just by one smack. So when they fear Nidhogg, they might go a particular way, going very, very high, going into an Omnimon, or to remove the threats, or even into their 12k Megas, and then be punished by a Nidhogg Needle Spray, and completely take over the game that way. Unfortunately, I lost the recording of my first match, which was against Chaos Galma Control. Long story short, I won that one. Onto this match, it was seriously scary. Diaboromon is a true meta threat, as you'll soon see in this game. This was my first time playing against the Diaboromon deck, so I'm completely unfamiliar with how the deck works. I open up with a pretty strong straight evolution line to a Nidhoggmon board wipe, so you see I'm holding my champion in my raising area for when he builds a board. Except my opponent starts building very tall, which means I can't out it unless he swings with it, which he doesn't do. This forces me to Nidhogg him early, so that I can start using my Nidhogg as a beta to take out his security or threaten his Diaboromon. My security attack runs into Ultimate Flare, which is an absolutely deadly card. It can completely wipe a board of rookies and kill a Mega with a rookie as a source, all for the same cost as a Gaia Force. Then I'm able to remove his Diaboromon with a Piercing Chaos Mon. I feel like I'm in a very strong position having wiped his board and knocked down his security, but he ends up getting 2 of his Tamers on the board, which will always set his memory to at least 3 every turn. Then Armageddon comes out of nowhere, takes out my Chaosmon, and makes a super wide board with a bunch of tokens. A Nidhogg here would have been killer, but instead I have the Bacho Stingmon in my hand. This is why I go into my level 5 blocker and Mimi, so I can hope to live next turn and swing with Piercing into his Armageddon-mon, what's left of his security. He completely shuts me down though, with Ultimate Flare, and wraps up the game from here. Ryan ends up winning the next game, and wastes me for a 2-0 victory. In the third match I go against my good friend Sam, who's playing his favourite Myotismon deck. My opening hand is looking really wonky. I saw 2 of my 4 options and a Mimi, leaving me with very few choices for Digimon to play. It got worse when my opponent started with his purple Mimi, which lets him gain a memory if an option card is used. And then my luck gets even more worse as I draw into all my option cards and Tamer cards over the next 3 turns. To get me out of this mess, I start hard playing Tentamons so I can see more Digimon. I'm predicting he'll use Arukenimon to bring out a Malamonismon, so I prepare a battery Stingmon in my raising area to counter the play. It works well as I run it over and do piercing. He's then forced to start outing my board's option cards, while Blossomon Beatdown is working really well. It's a suspended level 5, so it can't be hit by Hellscape, Heat Viper or Trump Sword, and with only one memory, I don't see him being able to run it over either. As I bring in my new Pokemon, I've taken complete control of the game and quickly take out the last of its security. The last game is against a newcomer in BT5, Hexablaumon. I won this match, but I wanted to show you the game which I lost against it to show just how powerful this new deck can be. I opened up a clear line to Nihokmon, so I prepare my raising for him, then start building my board. I made a big blocker again, hoping to slow him down and force him into the trap that is Nihokmon from my raising. You can see I have a needle spray in my hand ready to wipe his board with Nihok, but I wanted to change the hit with Cherrymon into his security, since it wouldn't be threatened the next turn. I should have needle sprayed first before swinging, since it would have given it an extra K and beat over the 7K in his security and lift. But I do end up wiping his board though, and my position overall is looking good. After that, my opponent goes all the way to the boss Hexablaumon in his raising area. Now things are looking scary. I can no longer attack with my Nihokmon, so I Nihok him again and wipe the board, regaining advantage, then taking him to 1 security next turn. From security comes a tamer that will give him 2 memory at the start of the turn if I have a Digimon without a source, like the Nihokmons. So he starts with 4 memory, but I'm not too concerned since I still have 3 security. I'm then completely blindsided when he takes out all of them and swings for game with Omnimon Blitz. I expected Hexablaumon to be a control deck that limits what the opponent can do. Not a surprise kill like this. I'll be careful not to give them so much memory next time.
That's what you have to be safe.
That's what we got. That's what we got. Let's bust them open. That looks good. I'm just gonna skip. Hey, Reflection. Too bad I just whipped them all. I got an extra one. Back pre-release.
Oh, that's $7. Oh, wow. Okay, didn't expect that.
Pre-release. Absolute blast. This might be a good card to see.
You don't need the $10.
It's very funny. A pre-release is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And the tournament pack. Ooh. That's nice. What you get for coming 7th?
No, I don't.
So we ended up coming 7th place with a 3-1 record. Pretty good considering we brought a BT4 deck to a BT5 tournament. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the score. We couldn't really do much about that Diaboromon player. He absolutely destroyed me and made no misplays about it. So in the end, the 3-1 record is pretty good. I can't wait to improve this deck further with Weedmons, +1 memory when you use Digiburst for it, really good. Yokomons, 2000 extra attack to any Digimon when it's Digiburst Source Source, fantastic. Works really well with Lilamons, being able to beat over pretty much any ultimate now that when it becomes 9k. That's going to be really big. Fleeciamon as well, a new Mega for the deck, gives it more Digiburst options. So those changes will be really cool for the deck. Hopefully we can see a lot of improvement. So join us next week where I'm going to take BT5 Green Control all the way. See you then.